we will spend just the few minutes left to get some summary of statements on Johnson Asiedu Nketiah's True State of the Nation address. The show is brought to you by Bank of Africa, strong as a group and close a partner. MTN everywhere you go. Ashasi University, educating ethical and entrepreneurial leaders for Africa. Robert & Sons Optical Services, your comprehensive eye care service provider for 31 years. My Way Insurance, dial *165# on the MTN to join. Duraplus, where Duraplus goes, water flows. DBS Industries, roofing, Fie. Rehoboth Social Housing, your housing dreams become reality. Let's listen just a bit of what Johnson Asiedu Nketiah had to say when his party gathered at the UPSA to present the alternative to the State of the Nation.
Between January and September of 2022, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia presidency wasted the taxpayers' money as follows. The president's operational enhancement expenditure, whatever that means, cost the suffering Ghanaian taxpayer a mind-boggling 59.4 million Ghana cedis. The fuel bills at the president alone cost the taxpayer 51.1 million Ghana cedis. President Akufo-Addo's regional tours last year cost 16.9 million Ghana cedis. Tires and batteries for official vehicles at the presidency alone cost Ghanaians 15 million Ghana cedis. A cabinet meeting outside Accra cost the taxpayer a colossal 4.8 million Ghana cedis. Payment for new vehicles cost the suffering Ghanaian taxpayer 6.5 million after Nana-Addo had declared that they will not purchase any new vehicles.
Right. We barely can do some 2 minutes of comments each on this. So what's the point? Government must function, and it's money. There are global issues that have led to the economic shocks. You say that's not reality, we shouldn't take that?
Yeah, government must function, but it does not need to waste resources on doing so. The list of expenditure that Chairman Asiedu Nketiah highlighted shows clearly that this government is simply throwing our money away. They are wasting the money. In some instances, I dare say it is being squandered. It's being stolen under the guise of all manner of nebulous nomenclature. What exactly is operational enhancement expenses? What does it mean? And any time that you see that there's some opacity in meaning to anything that government says, you know that there's corruption going on.
So you seek explanation.
So why do we need to ask before it is explained? Why they've spoken about car tires and fuel and all that. That one is pretty clear. You can even question the amounts. But what exactly is operational? What operations were enhanced? And in what way? What were the outcomes? So you know that there's corruption right there that is being hidden under some fanciful technology.
And you see the blame on COVID and Russia, Ukraine.
You see something. Check around West Africa. Our neighbors, some of whom we had a stronger economy than before COVID struck. None of them are going through the suffering that we are going through. None of them has had to expropriate 82 billion Ghana cedis from domestic bondholders. None of them has their currency as destroyed as ours. None of them has debt close to what we have. None of them has debt to GDP ratio close to what we have. None of them has the sort of interest rates we have. None of them have the deficits we have. So it has nothing to do with COVID. What they did was that for them, COVID was an excuse to break the bank in order to win elections. And it is that effort to win elections at all costs that has brought us here. So they are only hiding behind the global crisis. If COVID was just an epidemic, then you could say that it was restricted to Ghana. But even Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, Liberia, Burkina Faso, these are countries that were relatively weaker than we are. They don't have the sort of economic crisis that we have. So I think that we should stop the COVID excuse. It makes no sense to trumpet an excuse that has been long discredited. If you like, take the figures. The whole of Sub-Saharan Africa, we have the worst economic outcomes So COVID did not affect just Ghana. It affected every country in the world. And yet we have these outings. What we have had is that long before COVID struck, this government was off track. That is why the World Bank country director, Mr. Pierre Laporte, made the point that the economy was mismanaged long before COVID struck. By 2019, our deficits were going out of gear. Our debt had reached 70% of GDP already. Our currency had suffered about 13.9% depreciation. Indeed, the whole of last year, the first 10 months of last year, it depreciated by 54%. At the beginning of this year alone, first 3 months, it has gone down by 20%.
But the same institution has come to tell us that it was exogenous shocks.
No, it is the IMF.
That has led to. That's the IMF.
Yeah, the IMF does not have an interest in deepening our woes by engaging in commentary that shows that the thing is bad. But the figures are clear. So but your debt has risen from 120 billion to 600 billion. What do you need?
If you listen to Johnson Esiedu Nketia and the manner in which he isolated the issues and took them one by one, it sounds very convincing that the president is completely out of touch when he brought this State of the Nation.
Samson, interestingly, that statement the chairman gave is a sum total of what the NDC has been talking about. It sounded to me like Phyllis contributors, Amija, and the rest, just their talking point is what they put together. Essentially that. But you see, Phyllis talked about the debt, that our debt is 600 something. I just was doing some calculation here. Let's look at it, right? When you're looking at our debt, you don't talk about the nominal addition, because that's what they did in their paper.
How?
Wait. It's not empirical.
How?
That's not how you do it, because...
So that's how it's done.
Yeah, that's not. You see, the 1 CD of yesterday is not the same thing. The purchasing power, in terms of purchasing power, it's not the same thing. So if you go back, or even way back to President Kufuor, the debt accumulation of our country, the NDC stands alone in terms of increasing our debt. In 2014, and this is factual, in 2014, NDC added 50% to our debt stock. In fact, Samson, if our debt was 5 or 10 billion in 2014, NDC added 5 billion to it. That's where you measure to see who is adding to our debt. Look, let me show.
Billion to
well, yeah, so that's why you have to look at it from. Wait. So, please.
Sorry.
Wait. No, we don't have time.
It's not just about me, so allow me.
You understand? All right. So Samson, let me just tell you, in terms of rate of change, in the accumulation of our debt, the NDC has added to our debt. So the debt problem we have is actually because of the NDC's borrowing. We have had to manage that debt. Look. Yes, look. The NDC tell you, no, please. No, it's plain paper. I can just show it to you.
So one please.
Yes, because really, yes, if you look at it in nominal terms, the way they are
don't listen to him.
Yeah, so you see, they said they left office with 120 billion, 122, depending on what exchange rate you use. Now, if you do the rate of change with that, you come up to 1,184% debt accumulation under the NDC. This is Bank of Ghana numbers, okay? So please, it's not me doing that. When you're talking about voodoo calculation. No, please. This Bank of Ghana number. So the only thing is that the NDC has refused to take responsibility. And because we are in government, the burden falls on us. So the 600,000 or the debt position that we have now, it is not because the MPP has overborrowed. Let me show you.
So who did the borrowing?
So wait. The current debt situation we have since MPP came to government, and they said they left to 120. This is the rate of accumulation. The rate of accumulation under the MPP, which is what they are saying is sinful, is 371.3% in terms of debt accumulation. You can just please.
Is it worse than 600 billion? How can you do? Oh, really?
Yes,
what purchasing power? Please. And who is in charge of the purchasing power?
Wait, please.
Samson, who is in charge of the purchasing power? But the analysis you are doing is completely
it's not surprised.
You are dealing with the raw figures. He's dealing with the rates.
No, that's not.
You deal with the percentage of revenue that you use to service your debt. That is actually why
can you control him? So you see, these are real numbers. And if you look at the document they presented, the analysis they did, they are using nominal numbers. So the example I give you is that the cost of freight in 2019, okay, the same volume of carriage is now in excess of $12,000. So the $3,000 of 2019 is not the same as 12,000 today.
If you're
I'm sorry, but we have run out of time.
So in actual fact, the NDC had added to our debt much more. So it's not true.
All right.
If anybody
When
tells
you-
you,
time is up. I'm sorry.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
true if
I'm sorry.
anybody
Time is
tells
up.
you that
And as
NDC
we
has
agreed,
added to our debt, it's
as we agreed, this has to be for another day. Thank you all very much.
No problem.
This has been Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis platform. And my guests who are last to leave us, Richard Ahiagba and Felix Kwachi Ofosu. I'm Samson Ladi Ayenine. This show has been brought to you by the candid sponsorship of Bank of Africa, MTN, Ashasi University, Duraplas, My Way Insurance, DBS Industries, and Rehoboth Social Housing. Join us again next week for an interesting edition of the show. Join me tomorrow at 2 p.m. on The Law, where I'm very comfortable sharing my knowledge with you. I got a flight to catch for Mrs. Mary Magdalene Bafweje's funeral in KNUST. Have a good afternoon.